Welcome back to Heroes on Our Island. I'm your host, Christine Persichetti. Now let's head to Franklin Square, where we meet Thomas Kevin Honorato. The toddler suffers from a genetic disease so rare there's no cure and minimal research. The little fighter was the inspiration for TKOstrong, a foundation his parents started to knock out this disease. Thomas Kevin Honorato was born 5 weeks early, but was given a clean bill of health. He was home for 4 days when his mom, Melissa, got the feeling something was wrong.
He just didn't look right. He had kind of like a funny breathing pattern. So I took him to his pediatrician, and she looked at me with a very scared face and said, "You need to get in the car and go straight to North Shore NICU."
A team of doctors and nurses were waiting for them.
They basically grabbed him from me. They told me to go sit in the waiting room. They ripped him out of his clothes, and started working on him immediately.
Later, the doctor came out and told Melissa and her husband Thomas that baby Thomas was very, very sick.
And he said that his kidneys had shut down, that he was having labored breathing, and had we not gotten him there when we did, he would have passed away.
But they had no idea why this all happened.
It was very frustrating because, your child is sick. We were new parents, rough introduction to parenthood, and then nobody knows what's wrong with your child.
Their little boy was tested for the most horrible diseases, but still no answer.
He was being fed every 3 hours with formula. We had no idea that anything was wrong, but his stool was the consistency of urine. So when we would change his diaper, we had no idea that he was, putting out so much fluid and that he was dehydrating, basically.
And then they did a genetic test.
They took all our blood, me, my son, and Melissa, and they searched through all of our genes for what was the mismatch, where are we matching here, which gene is off in all 3 of us, and they found it.
Microvillus inclusion disease. That's what Thomas was diagnosed with at 6 months old.
Thomas is an intestinal failure, which you don't really hear too often. You hear of heart failure, kidney failure, you don't hear of intestinal failure. Basically, he doesn't, in a nutshell, he does not absorb any nutrients, food, fluid, nothing. So he cannot eat at all. Like it goes right through him. He loses like close to a soda bottle worth of fluid a day, and he's not even eating.
So the now almost 2-year-old is hooked up to an IV bag for 16 hours a day. To survive, a Broviac or central line was surgically placed in his chest. Through it, he receives his nutrients from what's called total parenteral nutrition, or TPN.
I hate to say this, but it's like he's a ticking time bomb pretty much. Each day, it's like I said, it's a battle against dehydration.
You would have no idea just looking at him that there's anything wrong until you spot the cord attached to him. It's connected to the IV bag in a Thomas the Train backpack. The disease is so rare, doctors are still learning how to manage it.
There's so few people that have this disease. They're really kind of trial and error, a lot of this stuff. Should we try to give him more fluid? All right, let's try it, but if he starts to dehydrate, let us know and we'll tweak the TPN.
So the Honoratos did their research and found a small community of people on Facebook who are dealing with this disease. Then they started TKOstrong Foundation. TKO are the toddler's initials, and as you may know, also stand for technical knockout, which is exactly what this family wants to do to this disease.
I was very competitive growing up, and I didn't accept, well, there's no cure. I didn't accept it. I don't accept losing very well. And, basically, someone has to do it at some point. Why not us? So let's find a cure.
But even if they can't find a cure, they want to figure out how to make Thomas's life better. You see, Melissa tells us the TPN her son is hooked up to can cause fatal complications, including liver failure.
It's helping him, like I said, but it's harming him at the same time. And they won't even tell you, even though they believe that it is the TPN, they don't know the specific part that is actually damaging the liver. And, all the doctors are kind of having, well, we think it's the fat, and we think it's this. So there's no definitive answer as to what specifically is harming it.
So through their foundation, they're raising money for research.
If we could help someone, maybe Thomas doesn't get help from this. Maybe Thomas takes over the foundation and finds the cure. But if we could help one person, I'd be happy with that.
What's that? Is that the bunny?
Little Thomas is happy, and that's all that counts.
But he's a very, very happy baby. He brings us a lot of joy. He's very silly, like he laughs a lot. He's very sweet. He really, really is.
Everything with him now, after what we went through, is just gravy. So you enjoy it that much more. So when he takes his first steps, you know, when he says his first word, I mean, everyone appreciates that, being a parent, but just knowing that what we went through and what he went through and how close we were to not getting to this point, it makes it that more special.
And it makes them fight harder for their little boy, TKO Strong.
A cure would be ideal, but if not a cure, at least a way to manage them without having liver issues or any other side effects. And I've said, you know, I love him so much, and if it means a lifetime of TPN and knowing that he's going to outlive me and have children and just have a happy life, I'll take it. I'll take him being, you know, hooked up to TPN, and, you know, I'll take him however I can as long as he's healthy and he lives a long life.
TKO Strong has some fundraisers coming up. To get details, check out our Facebook page. And if you'd like to learn more about the heroes we just featured, or if you know a hero in your community, let us know. Visit our website at fios1newsli.com. Follow us on Twitter at HeroesLI, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Heroes Long Island. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thanks for watching Heroes on Our Island.